Talking about scale, and I want to get further into FMCG on account of that, in your vision of scale, because when you first chose to enter this particular industry, there were a lot of questions from market analysts wondering why an industry like FMCG, which is already crowded, where the margins are thin, why would an industry house like yours choose to enter this segment?
It was something that was actually recommended by McKinsey. Okay. And so it was not based on whims and fancies. European guilt-free snacking didn't exist in India. And so to that extent, it was a pioneering effort. But I must confess that it's been a difficult journey. And it's not exactly the easiest journey. We've now, from guilt-free snacking, we've got into Indian ethnic snacks, to personal care, and you will see a few more products. And it's an extension of this which takes us to Ayurveda. And we are now looking at Ayurveda in a new age version, in a modern version, in an easy to consume version, in a form, in a format that the world understands and relates to.
Mr. Goenka, I don't think anything you do is at a whim. You've always been an entrepreneur that's talked about the sustainability of business, looked at cash flow, valuation, not been one for debt, and that's always held you in good stead. Tell us, what would be your advice to entrepreneurs of today who are chasing these high valuations, who are in a completely different game as they explore opportunities?
Well, they are so much more successful, so I think I should be taking advice from them, not the other way around.
Okay, that was a good dodge. It will circle back to that. But, okay, an entrepreneur out there that you perhaps admire, old economy, new economy, someone whose acumen or achievement you have found has been, something that you look up to and you would also like to follow. Any entrepreneur that comes to mind?
Mukesh Ambani.
All right, Mukesh Ambani. And why? Yeah, I know, but I want to hear it from you.
So many reasons. But his skill in execution, his vision of scale, his vision of perfection, his compassion, his ability to reach out to people. I can go on and on. And I don't think too many people from India can even dare to think like him. But even if we get to a fraction, we would have done very well.
The one area there you did take a risk, and I know sports is a passion, but when you bought the IPL team just a couple of years ago, the Lucknow one, there was a lot of furor around the valuation, what you paid for it, and I think in the last series they came third. So I'm wondering, a year or so later, where we're at in terms of how you're assessing that investment.
I didn't think it was a risk. I was fairly convinced, and I remember Rahul grilling me for 20 minutes on a show on the valuations and why I bid what I did. I think subsequent events have just validated to the rest of the world my numbers.
All right, so where do you see the IPL team being in terms of ROI, let's say, in 2 years' time? What are your ambitions for the team?
As a team owner and I think there are two roles. One is that of the investment, and I think we already stand at a significant premium to the amount I had bid for. And just a few days ago, there was this fairly large American fund who expressed a fairly strong degree of interest at attractive valuations. Not that we are sellers, not that we will sell, not that we can sell. But having said so, it just sort of validates that it's worth much more than what we bid. One. Two, in any sport, you want to win. And so I've heard lots of people say getting off to the playoffs in the first year was a great achievement. I don't think so. I think in any year, you can't win every year. But the aim has to be to get an aim for the cup each year. And I think the tournament begins 2 weeks from now, and it's going to be our focus to look at the cup.